welcome back to Arteagan Weekly Bread, your spiritual board meeting. I am your Madam President of the Arteagan, Natalee, spelled Natalee. Feel free to stay for all of the psychic tarot and astrology reports. Feel free to skip ahead as you are guided. I officially hereby call this meeting to order. That was special. A round of knocking. Didn't even know I was going to do that. So let's jump into the President's Report. So in the President's Report, I just want to say, as a Madame President, guys, this is an amazing week. Out of a year of amazing weeks, this one I'm going to hold very close to my heart. As a Capricorn, and any Capricorns watching, you guys know that I give you guys special treatment on Patreon, but even I think kind of here on YouTube, but you know that, okay, everyone's a Capricorn in some area of your life. So anyone that wants to try and dish on the Capricorns, it's like that Prince interview. Anyone that plays me, they can't play me, they only play themselves. Anyone that wants to judge a Capricorn, anyone that wants to judge any sign, you're judging yourself. Okay, let's move on from that. So, but really, this week is a fun one. That's how I want you to look at this. We live in stirring times, darlings, stirring times. And the reason why this is a big one is because of the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in the sign of Capricorn. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means that what you've been working on for quite some time is coming to this sort of crescendo finish of a thing. Now, for Capricorn suns and risings, this is a big deal because it's you. Like, you've been building up who you really are and who you're going to be at least for the next 30 years or so. I've been thinking about it. I wonder if I'm going to have this haircut for the next 30 years. I might. This might be it. I got my nails, my red lip, and this little bobaroo, and maybe that's it. Maybe that's me. I don't know. How are you guys feeling this, Capricorns? Comment below. Capricorn moon, this is more subjective. It's like how you're feeling the world to be, how you're feeling about stuff. That's like, it's your emotional landscape that's going to be really locked. Oh, that's what I want to say. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up this report. Don't worry. So what I want to say is that what you've been working on since 2008, since the last 3 years, since the last year specifically with Jupiter and Capricorn, that is about to be set in stone. It's about to be cured like nails, or, okay, not everyone's going to get that. It's going to be set in stone. No, it's going to be locked into place. It's really going to be just, So wherever Capricorn is in your life, whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been doing, it's about to stay that way. It's about to, now we have about 6 weeks left. We have until the end of the year to make any adjustments. So this is it, when if we're going to make adjustments, if things are going to come into our lives, if certain things are meant to happen and are going to change, they're going to be happening now. Especially after the new moon in Scorpio. So just be prepared for, just have that in your mind, that whatever's been so hard, to be honest, whatever has been like the absolute bane of your existence, whatever has been so soul-crushingly difficult, and Saturn and Capricorn, that's like the heavy blanket suffocating you, where you just can't escape it. It's burden, it's responsibility, it's personal responsibility for all like the horrible things that you've done, or how you let yourself down in life, or where you dropped the ball, or where you made a bad judgment call. I didn't mean to rhyme that. I just do it automatically. So remember, Saturn rules shame and guilt and fear, very, very low vibrations. So that's why Capricorn, we have like my neighbor has a motorcycle. We have like the fish. We have the tail of the fish, and then we have the hooves of the goat, because we're meant to go from like the deep, deep deep sea, get on land and just, and it feels like that, like we're just like crawling our way forward with our two little hooves, and we still have our fishtail, and we're just like all the way up a mountain, like not even just like on even land, but like no, we're ascending, we're inclining. That's the real destiny of the Capricorn, is to top that spiritual mountain. So wherever Capricorn is in your life, that is where you're trying to top this spiritual mountain. Great big hill of hope or destiny. I can't say. We already talked about that. But anyway, let's jump into the astrology report. Astrology report. So, like I'm saying, this is a big week. And the reason why I'm so well, first of all, my mom's obsessed with astrology. I grew up being obsessed with astrology, tarot, and crystal balls. But aside from that, being like a psychic person and like, okay, this is my life now, I understand the use and the purpose of astrology. So I hoped that I inspire you and get you guys like into not feeling like a victim of the planets, but feeling like ultimately they're here to serve you, even when it feels like they're just giving you a horrible lashing. Okay, so on Monday the 9th is when we have this grand cross sort of being activated. We have Venus at 15 degrees of Libra opposing Mars retrograde at 15 degrees of Aries. He's going to go direct Friday. But on Monday he's not. On Monday he's still retrograde, and he's tussling with Venus. And this is activating, I'm saying this is activating a grand cross because of the nodes. We have the South Node in Sagittarius, and we have the North Node in Gemini. And so it's right on this cross. It's right on this axis here. And with this is like, okay, this is activating our, okay, with Mars retrograde. So if something's been feeling like a heavy blanket in your life, like responsibility and like the pushing, that pressure of Capricorn area, there's another area of your life, Mars retrograding in Aries, where you just want it. You just want it, you want it, you want it. And it's just been so frustrating. And so it's more frustrated energy. It's like a buildup of pressure, like a volcano about to erupt. A volcano about to erupt, but it can't. It can't. It's like it's not able to yet. It's not the right time for it yet. It hasn't even built up the maximum pressure before it has to erupt. But you're still building up that pressure. That's the Mars area of your life. And so this Mars, now getting into it with Venus, who's in Libra, they're both in their strongest domicile, except Mars is not. Mars is debilitated, Mars is retrograde. But with Venus here, she's, God bless her, she's really just doing the best that she has, which the best she can with what she has. She's trying to move this along. She's trying to make Mars feel better. But honestly, with the nodes involved here, this is finally like the breaking point. And something's got to give here. Because the South Node in Sag is speaking directly to this Mars. And this North Node in Gemini is speaking directly to Libra. So you have a choice. You have a choice of what you're going to do, how you're going to feel. And so you can take the South Node in Sag, frustrated energy, and you can go there and you can make an immediate judgment and be very pessimistic and be very stew in that frustration of what's not going well or what's not working. Or you can take that pressure and that energy and you can go North Node in Gemini and embrace the Venus and say, okay, it's not perfect, but I'm going to keep going. It's going to get better soon. I'm going to keep my options open. I'm going to keep an open mind. You might even like need to be that way with yourself a little bit because, yeah, that Mars is just not happy. Not happy one itsy bitsy little bit. So that's on Monday the 9th. I feel like I overtalked that. But anyway, Wednesday on the 10th, we have Mercury re-entering Scorpio. Yay. So now, this past week, Mercury with direct motion, standstill energy. Now he's like a little bit. So this is also the day that the sun at 18 degrees of Scorpio trines Neptune at 18 degrees of Pisces retrograde. This is an interesting energy. This is like kind of nostalgic, but I say nostalgia, what does that really mean? It means that this is like those missed connections, like you get on the train and you look out the window. Sorry, that was so loud. And someone else gets on the other train and they look out the window and you see each other and you kind of look at each other, and then the trains move and they're going like in different directions. And you're like, I could have airdropped you my phone number. I don't know, something like that. Or it's like, if you had a class with someone and you sat next to them for like a semester and you guys really got along and it was really great, and later on or now you're like, wow, I wish I would have developed that connection. I wish I would have seen if there was something there, either as friendship or, otherwise, whatever. This is kind of the energy I'm feeling with this Sun Neptune. It's like boundaries are softening, and it's like I'm more gooey, and I'm more wanting to connect. But with the sun involved, and the sun in Scorpio no less, it's like I want it to be authentic. So if you have like that inkling of a job, a coworker, a romance, a friend, of like you feel now like that could have been something, that could have gone somewhere. Maybe you went for a job and you were distracted by troubles in your love frequency or in your family life, and you couldn't really interview well. Now you might look at it and be like, I wish I wasn't distracted. I wish I really gave that my all, or, however you want to apply it. That's especially with Mercury re-entering Scorpio. I just feel like the truth, the convictions, I feel like that is going to just really layer it on, especially with the way this week is. So that's Tuesday. And then on Thursday the 12th is when we have the epic last Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. I think the next one won't be till like 2033, and it won't be in Capricorn. So this is it. Okay. 22 degrees Capricorn is where the party is. So if you have anything at 22 degrees Capricorn, your ascendant, your descendant, your midheaven, your north node, your south node, your IC, your sun, moon, any planets, any points, any asteroids, anything in your chart at that specific point, or even in the neighborhood, it's pretty strong. So this, I'm seeing returns a king, and I'm seeing the 6 of Wands. It's okay, you might not see it immediately, but this is when the baking, it's like the clay. You make the clay in any shape you want, and then you bake it. And then it becomes like stone. And it doesn't become stone, I'm not saying that, but it becomes immovable. It's not flexible and malleable anymore. It's cured, it's cooked, it's so I feel like that's kind of the energy of the 12th here. Now, we've been in this energy, and it's like, I'm telling you, until the end of the year is really when things continue to firm up. This is just when the aspect goes exact, and it's just special because the very next day, on Friday the 13th, is when Mars goes direct at 15 degrees of Aries. So that volcano that's about to blow, that's when it blows. It's still building up pressure, and maybe even Venus is riling it all up and increasing the pressure to get it to a point where it can. I learned that in Meisner. Let it take you by storm. You don't try to feel emotional about anything when you start the scene. You go on the ride, and that's when you start the scene. That's when you open the door. And if you did your lines and you memorize your lines, you don't even have to think about your lines and what you're going to say. It just tumbles out. Anyway, so on Friday the 13th, Mars goes direct in Aries. Finally, this pent-up aggression or pent-up frustration, or it's like, but it's not quite there yet. But it's like, because remember, Mars is still going to go forward and square Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, and Capricorn. But This is all setting the stage one by one. Everyone's like getting into alignment for the new moon on Saturday, November 14th at 23 degrees of Scorpio. So this is coming out Monday. If you're probably getting a lot of great ideas because we're still in this waning, decreasing in light, full moon from Halloween, conjunct Uranus energy. So you're probably getting the visions. You're probably seeing where you want to go. You're probably getting the good ideas, but don't launch them this week. Wait until after Saturday the 14th. Now, some of you will have things happening sooner and happening before then. So take that, you know where it's going, or you know if an offer comes in, if someone says something to you, you can see that. You'll probably want a day or two to think about it. But for you personally, for electional, that's called electional astrology, where you plan out getting married, launching a business, saying something, doing something, taking action according to the energies at play. You want to wait till after the 14th, okay? Because that's a powerful new moon, and it is in very, very harmonious relationship to Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, and Capricorn. So it's just interesting that we have this conjunction energy and the direct Mars energy, which when the stations happen, that's when they're super freaking powerful at the time of the new moon on Saturday the 14th. So you're going to make some headway now. So it's finally, things are really moving, and you can move forward in curing the things that you want to stay. So I get more into that in Patreon when I do those videos, and I'm going to do a special Jupiter Pluto video as well, for going through all 12 signs to explain how these energies, how to get the most of these. Because just like I talked about the Grand Cross and the North Nodes on Monday the 9th, you steer this energy. And here's what I'll say about Jupiter Pluto for the 12th and the energy that we're in right now. If you can handle the pressure, you are about to enter into a life beyond your wildest dreams. I mean that. I don't want to say like a heart attack, but I do. If you can overcome whatever the personal issue is, whatever the trauma is, whatever the situation is, whatever the obstacle, whatever it is. And I do talk about it flippantly to empower you, to not talk about like, the trauma is going to come get you again. Like, I want you to feel like, yes. Sorry, that's loud. I want you to feel like, yes, this is holding me back. Yes, this is whatever. Yes, it is whatever. But it's not going to stay that way, because change is the only constant. If you can really get through this pressure cooker, and this is like a major pressure cooker of life. Like this is a very extraordinary energy. So if you can rise above this, mind blown. You're going to enter into something so good. I swear. Likewise, if you get buried under that blanket, if you get frustrated and you're just like grabbing and reaching and you cannot get the blanket off and it suffocates you, if you crumble under that pressure, if you decide and if you choose, and I am putting the responsibility on you, if you go dark and stay dark, that is what will be cemented into place, and that will be your new normal for the next 30 years or more. Or and whatever this is, if you stay in the shame, if you stay in the guilt, if you stay in your fears, that's what runs you the next 30 years. I did it again. And hey, listen, I'm here to love you no matter what. So you're not getting any judgments from me. I would always rather understand than judge. Okay? I think I talked about all this kind of a lot. Oh, Sunday the 15th is just okay. And then next week, I'll talk about it more next week. But next week is when Venus goes up to square Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter from the late degrees of Libra. And Sunday begins that. Sunday, she at 22 degrees of Libra squares Pluto at 22 degrees of Capricorn. That's also the day that the Sun sextiles Jupiter exact at 24 degrees of Capricorn and Scorpio. So here Venus is being transformed by the outer planets. Here's your, and however Venus works in your life, whether she's a love planet or whether she's a financial planet or even a mental planet, she's evolving and she's growing. So it's an interesting time to start things for sure at this new moon. These challenges that Venus is going under, it's like this last big push before she enters Scorpio. I'm already getting into it. Okay, let's move on into the psychic report. Okay, so the psychic report, guys. I got some cool downloads over the weekend, and honestly, I'm being really hearkened back to that first weekend of October, the beginning of October. So if you look back to what you were doing, where you were mentally, emotionally, whatever, in the beginning of October, I feel like you're in a very vastly different place now. And it's kind of a year like that, that every day can feel like its own year. Every day feels long. Every day feels like you're growing so much that you're not the same person as yesterday. And I feel like, I'm sure some people, through lockdown had felt like time had stopped and had like the whole warping of people's experience of time is kind of what I'm trying to say here. And so the beginning of October, where are we? We're in like the middle of November now. Likewise, jumping forward, the middle of December, I've been getting something really about like the middle of the months, like middle of October, middle of November, middle of December. So likewise, wherever you are now, you're going to be in a totally different energy milieu place come mid-December, either within yourself or maybe even your physical surroundings or your love or work, career situations, what have you. And I don't know why I'm saying that, but that's one thing that I've got for you. I also have this download. It's very, very hilarious because it's an analogy. It's like an analogy of if you have never smoked pot, if you have never tried marijuana, because everyone that's already done those things will kind of understand a little bit what I'm talking about. But this is specifically if you've never tried that kind of thing. My squirrels, I'm sorry, these squirrels are back. So if you see a little body lunging in like shadow behind me, that's what that is. I spoil them. I put out 3 different piles of peanuts. And so they get like demanding now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, your download. So your download is that you want to try one of those things, whatever you're guided to, in the time that you're guided to do it. Like not willy-nilly or not like on a whim, but really meditate with it and sit with it, because what I was told is it will actually help you control yourself in your day-to-day life. So I feel like I'm speaking to someone who is always like very not wanting that stuff because you don't want to lose control, because you like control, because you like controlling your life and controlling your environment and staying in control of yourself. And what I'm being told is that this I guess you can call it an experiment. It's sort of like this exaggerated experience of controlling yourself. And anyone that has either not really alcohol, there is that lack of control. I'm really, really speaking to marijuana specifically. That if you do, or if you have smoked or ingested or whatever, the little tincture, the little sprays, whatever it is, you already know and you can speak to this. But for the new person, the newbie, that high that you get, you direct and you control it. You steer where it goes. It is not something that happens to you and takes you by storm like an emotion or like alcohol. When you drink more and more alcohol, that takes you by storm. That overpowers you. You don't really direct it like you can marijuana. So those of you that have already tried marijuana, you already kind of know what that feels like, and you know what I mean when I say that. So to the person that's never tried it before, what you'll want to do is start small or start slow or whatever. And once you start feeling it, you want to focus. You want to either write it down or already have the focus of where you want to go with it, which is positivity, love, truth, integrity, intentions for this new moon, or resolution for something, healing. If you go into it like that, like a session, you will have this boost of support of the THC in the plant. Because what that does is it allows you to make connections, like chemically in your brain and the neuronal pathways that you couldn't make before. There are also receptors in your body specifically for that THC that don't get activated. They don't do anything unless they get that little marriage. So when you start to feel the effects, you automatically direct where it wants to go. And it's just like in real, normal, sober life, where you get news and you have to react and you respond to it, or someone says something to you, or you get an email and it changes your life, or, it's the same thing just like regular life, where you do have to make a choice and respond instead of react. Except with this THC, it's like a super boost. It's like Mario 64. It's like a game. It's like you get this little boop, this little support, this little poof. Like if you're this little baby and you're like trying to climb something and you just push them up, or you get this little step up where you get the like a little turbo jetpack. So it will help you be positive. But it's just like you have to take responsibility for it. You have to really own that and go into it with that intention, and you'll find that it's easier. That's why people say like it's easier to be happy. It's easier to be happier. It's easier to be positive. It's easier to relax. It's easier to let go. So I feel like I'm talking to someone who's really scared of it, because you feel like it's going to control you and you're going to go to the dark place, and it's quite the opposite. So I'll leave that there. That's for whoever that is there for. And I don't feel like I'm necessarily talking to someone who's like young in earth years. This could definitely be someone who's, I'm not an ageist, like in any way, shape, or form. So this is just talking to you that if you've been very like, oh no, I don't want that, or because it's probably even better for you, because you have so much excellent self-control in waking sober life, that with this little boost, and like I'm telling you, start small, start slow. I would not start with like edibles, because you can't control like how much you're taking with edibles. You'll have even more control, and you'll have even more self-control, and you'll have even more confidence. You'll have even more, who am I talking to? It's sometimes when I channel this stuff, I'm like, who's watching me and connecting with me? But you'll feel better, and then you'll know that if you are going to the dark side, it's because you're taking yourself there. It's not like alcohol where it pulls you like a mud, like a quicksand mud, and that's a very lack of control thing. So, okay, that's that. There's also, I feel like I'm missing a download here. I feel like I am missing one. Okay, let's move into the tarot report. Okay. Oh, I already knocked. Okay. So, my loves, let's see what this is going to be. This is going to be interesting, because we have this whole, thank you, it's about power. There's power stuff going on this week. Power issues, power empowerments. With Jupiter, Pluto, whatever, that's the source of your life that can be so empowered that you can make it so. What a way to start this out. Six of Cups. I'm seeing Neptune when I see that. And where is it? Okay, this could be Tuesday the 10th with Mercury re-entering Scorpio, with the Sun trining Neptune at 18 degrees of Scorpio and Pisces. Remember that nostalgia that I was picking up? This could definitely totally be that. Where you're missing someone, or you're missing, because see, okay, here's the thing with this card. So he gives her the cup of flowers because he's going away and he won't be able to see her. So I'm getting that distance. Emotionally, if you're married, or in your family, if you're distant, or if you're away from your lover, if you're away from someone you really love. But I'm feeling it how I felt it talking about the astrology with the Grand Cross of the nodes, is that you wish you could have spent more time with your child, or you wish that you could have put more into your friendship. You could have built up this friendship to be a lot stronger, or you wish that you didn't let a friend go, or it's something like that. He did like a little dive out. The Page of Cups. More cup energy. Sorry. I have to... Okay. This page energy is giving me such, like, I want to say like Audrey Hepburn type vibes. I don't know why. I don't know. Audrey Hepburn. I'm getting like this very kind of like maintaining. Okay, so it doesn't matter like how old you are or whatever. This is like an emotional sweetness. This is like, maybe for some of you, absolutely it's children or something creative, or it could even be true love, where something is just inspiring you to like have a heart that's never been hurt before, that doesn't even understand pain, that's never known disappointment. It's like, I feel like someone's very emotionally optimistic. Ooh. Oh, that's so funny. This flipped up and then went back in, and now we have the Ace of Pentacles with it too. So we're going to take him both. Six of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. This is really kind of beautiful. It's really kind of beautiful because mentally you're moving on from some kind of... I'm seeing a whirlpool. You're moving on from that. Like, you're able to get out of that. And you see that the waters that they leave behind are real choppy, and they move on to still waters. You were in the whirlpool, but you're out. I'm getting a lot of mental stability with this, to be honest. Let's see if there's any more pentacles that want to come out. Because so far this is all inside, all internal. The Queen of Wands. I love her. I love her. This is someone very hardworking, entrepreneurial. This is someone ready to really do what's got to be done, work what's got to be worked, negotiate what's got to be negotiated. She's really like ready. I'm feeling ready energy. Ooh, guess who else is ready? the Queen of Cups, and the Hierophant. Right under the Six of Cups. Wow. Someone is emotionally extremely committed. They know exactly how they feel. They're very... And it could be the nostalgia. It could be committing to something from the past, or just committing to something that your heart wants, or committing to your own emotional truth in some cases. Okay, Page of Cups. Tell us more about this Page of Cups, please. What's going... Oh! Oh, okay. So there's this energy of definitely new beginnings, feminine dominant energies in everyone involved so far. Everyone's sort of connecting with their... Okay, I don't want to get off topic too much, but this Capricorn energy that's been a focus for all of us. We've seen so many interesting things happening with masculine energies, and the pitfalls and the mistakes and the egos and the prides and like all this other stuff, right? However, what's been going on in the feminine energy, because guess what? Capricorn is a feminine sign. Why is that? That we have the most pinnacle place of our charts, the highest point that you can possibly go in the natural chart with Aries, the beginning, feminine. I'll get into more of that in my Jupiter Pluto video. Let's take a look at this Ace of Pentacles and this... I love you. Devil, El Diablo. This is so nice. This is so cool. What did I say? I said, I'm getting a lot of mental stability here. And look at that. So that whirlpool that you're escaping from, that you're coming out of this week, it was chaining you down. It was something tempting, whether it was anger, or you loved being angry, or anything else. You've got it under control. Okay, back to Capricorn, since we got the Devil card as I'm talking about it. So, everything that we're learning about masculine and feminine energies within ourselves through Capricorn and through the transformations and evolutions of Capricorn energy, that is, like I said, it's firming up. But listen, when it moves on, when this focus, when it becomes Aquarius party, trust me, you're going to really want to have everything settled in Capricorn. And from now till the end of the year, everything that needs to get locked into place in your life, with all of that, like, it's all going to get wrapped. It's all wrapping up. You already see it. It's already happening. You already know exactly what we're talking about here. So it's going to be a lot of that, a lot of more of that. And if you have Capricorn in any kind of a mental, emotional, like basically anywhere in your chart, but I'm telling you, you don't want to be here for 30 years. You want to be here, so you are, this is good. Okay, let's keep going. Queen of Wands. I'm excited for my Jupiter Pluto video. Good and so deep. Oh, speaking of deep, does it get any deeper, darlings, than the Judgment? I don't know why I'm talking this way. Judgment energy, resurrection. Under the... Oh, thank you. Hold on. Incoming message. Interesting. This is so funny. This is like getting your mojo back, but it's for your feminine. It's for your inner feminine. This is so funny. It's interesting how people have been reconciling issues of power, authority, and control through the femininity of Capricorn, and having Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter there to just stir it all up and revolutionize it. This is an awakening, a second chance. It's like you get to put this on you're going to really walk the walk. Let's put it that way. And if you can't walk the walk, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'd rather understand than judge. I'm channeling someone who's walking the walk. Because remember, there's this extremely emotionally committed energy over here. Breaking free of whatever was holding you down, whatever was holding you back. And then this is very likely, to be honest, fears, shames, guilts. But most of all, probably fears of inadequacy, fears of failure. I mean, Saturn can do a job on you. Jupiter's kind of been helping this year. No, he has been helping. With the cautious optimism and whatnot. Oh, that's what it was. That's why I'm feeling the beginning of October. That was when Pluto stationed direct in Capricorn. That's what I'm picking up. This is a very Plutonian week. It's very Pluto. It's very Capricorn. Especially with Mars, Scorpio. It's a very Scorpio week. Very Scorpio Capricorn week. You're here for a reason. You're incarnated here. You're alive. So you're meant to channel these energies and overcome them. Okay? I kind of do want to do one more row. Should we do one more row? Let's do one more row. Okay. Six of Cups, Queen of Cups, Hierophant. What else? What is... We have the King of Cups. That's adorable. Oh, the King of Cups. That's sweet. Wow, that is kind of like a marriage. That's like very... Look at that. I mean, this whole row... got all the cups, the King and the Queen of Cups, and the Hierophant. This is someone you are very emotionally connecting to. You feel each other. Even if you're not physically there, or even if you're not, whatever the situation is, you and this person can feel each other. Even if this is estranged family, even if this is your boss that you love to see every single day, loved working with your coworkers, and you guys are working from home, you feel each other. You feel them. Okay. Let's take a look at this Ace of Wands and the Page of Cups. This is something new that's going on. This is something new that you're starting. Oh, I should have called it. Oh, it hurts. I should have called it. I saw the star. Sorry. That's my lesson learned. I'm actually behind. I have 2 psychic slips that came out in live streams that I've had to download, and I haven't spliced them. It was Leo and Cancer, but I think it was for last week. So I should work on those. So this new thing that's starting, it's very healing. I know. It's okay. It's not about me. It's about you. I can't catch them all of my psychic slips. Okay. Wow. This is really, really inspired. And here's what I'll say. I'm getting definitely the relationships, the love, the sweetness there, the mental clarity, and some healing of, this is probably Mars. This is some healing of some Mars energy that you did not have available to you. You did not have access to this energy. It's been very much withheld from you for this entire time. It was not ready to be expressed yet, even though you were thinking that you were ready to go, but now it's like all the obstacles. So I feel like that's what this Judgment and Queen of Wands is this Martian energy, that it's like, no, I really do want this. If you wanted something months ago and it's been frustrated and you haven't gotten it and you still want it, Friday the 13th, that says something. If you wanted something months ago in the summer and you just like, if you forgot about it and someone reminded you, like, hey, remember when you were so into such and such, or you really wanted what and what, and you go, I did? So weird. I can't even believe I wanted that in the first place. That's what this is. I bet the back of my head looks freaking hilarious right now. Okay, so that's what this is. With this, how am I getting all that? That's what I'm getting with this. That's what I'm getting, that, no, it's like, no, I want this. It's important to me. And so it kind of heals any kind of insecurities and fears that you have in yourself. Okay, let's take a look at this column. With the There she is. There she is, darlings. The High Priestess. Oh, why do I like this so much? Why? Why do I like this so much? She knows all the secrets of the universe. Love that. You could be learning something new. You could be delving into, and you know, it's so funny because over this weekend, I was even thinking to myself, I thought, oh my God, Natalee, all these years that you've been sneaking in reading about astrology, like through my entire life, and sneaking in reading about tarot, and sneaking in reading about the divine secrets of the universe, and all of my esoteric books, and all those years going through thrift shops and antique booksellers and like reading the old texts on all this stuff, and like feeling so weird about it and guilty about it, and like trying to focus on like normal people things. Like, look at what happened. Look at what happened, and look at how it all turned out to be okay. And how I should have done more of that. I should have read even more. I'm reading a really good book right now, but I'm always reading a really good book. But anyway, so that's kind of what I'm getting with this, actually. I'm getting that you are learning something. You're getting out of the whirlpool, and it's leading to mental stability. But with this layer of the High Priestess, you're replacing it. You're replacing that whirlpool of negativity with a whirlpool of knowledge. And I'm getting self-knowledge. Like you're replacing any kind of obsessive thoughts or obsessive anxieties, obsessive insecurities, obsessive shame and fears with, I want to learn as much as possible. And you can like pick your adventure, like whatever you're into. But it's probably going to be something self-developmental, something. That's why it's so firm. With that Ace of Pentacles, that's why it's such a firm new foundation. Because you're not the High Priestess. Okay, let's take a look at the last column. That was quick. That was very quick. And here we go, G. Casanova. That's what I wanted to read. That's next on my list, is to read his. Okay. So why is that ringing? Why am I getting something with that? I feel like there's some sort of there's something astrological with Giacomo Casanova. I will dig into it and I will do some more research. Something about him falling in love. Something about him falling in love. That he was... Oh. She's showing me all this old world stuff. Wow. I mean, I'm getting like the rascality, but what he was doing and like romancing and like having these affairs, he was learning. He was learning a lot. Because she's saying that he was still able to fall in love, and that he did a couple of times, perhaps even. Oh, I was not expecting this to go there. What else did I get? Oh, she's just giving me that he just learned so much. Now I even want to read his book like even more. Okay, but let's bring it back to your life here. Okay, so you look at this column. It's like all the water over here, all the ideas and new beginnings and freedoms over here, and then all the fire over here in this column. And you'll see at the end of the video. Yeah, you needed to just heal your Aries part of life, that Mars and Aries. Not like you have Mars and Aries, but that, like, we take Mars for granted, like having that energy all the time. He only goes retrograde, I think, like every 2 years or something. And him being in his home sign going retrograde, we really felt it, like even more. So now it's like the wild horses, the gate opens and it just, oh, isn't there a song like that? Not even wild horses can keep me away from you. Wild horses, something like that. That's what I'm getting with this. So it's Judgment Day. It's do or die. It's a life well done, a life well lived. A work well done, a life well lived. And this is all very resolved, and you're going to be able to, now remember, since this is coming out Monday, I would meditate on this or watch it back if you want and let it soak in, absorb this within yourself, and write things down, write down any new epiphanies or ideas, because you're getting those too, and then launch after Saturday, or wait till after Saturday to ride forth. Because you want to make sure that you're thinking things through, because this is the reason why this is my Casanova card, is because he just jumps in bed and then jumps right out, and it doesn't sustain. But this is what you've been lacking. You've been lacking this well put together, confident, because that's what she is for, this Queen of Wands. She's the one who's confident, and once she knows what she wants, she just goes and she does it and she takes care of it, and she doesn't really think twice about it. Because she's got such a good internal compass and she knows herself so well, like she just boom, boom, boom. So that's kind of, that confidence is coming back, because that Saturn and Pluto will just take, that's what Saturn does, is it takes all of your resources away from you, including your confidence, including anything inside. And Pluto, oh my God, okay. But anyway, so that's what's returning to you. Look forward to that. Look forward to using that and wielding all of this responsibly. I see you very inspired. Very inspired. There's a new emotional rebirth beginning for you, and you are just feeling so excited. So you're doing it. You're doing it. I'm going to leave that there. I'll leave that right there, and you guys will be able to see in the photo at the end the emotional energy, the inspired energy, the overcoming the mental energy and replacing it with like esoteric wisdom energy, and then like the action energy. So you're really showing up very like ready for the Jupiter Pluto. So take care, my loves. I am sending you all of my best photons. And if you were in last month's Practical Magic, please have your homework, I forgot the word for homework, please email your homework to me no later than Wednesday, November 11th. And class is back in session on, was it Thursday? No, Friday. And with all my Practical Magics, there's always very important, huge Mars, Pluto, Scorpio, Aries energy. So it's like really hilarious that we're doing this on Friday the 13th with Mars Station Direct. So I'm excited. I'll see you guys there. It's on Patreon. I'm not making that available for purchase for just anybody. So it's, if you want that, hop on Patreon and go to October's Practical Magic. Man, this is getting so, we're doing so much work that I'm going to come out with a new organizational thing for my Practical Magics too. Okay. So there's that. Patreon, hop on, hop off, toggle up, toggle down. They will charge you at the first of each month. So if you hop on in the middle or near the end of the month, watch everything that's already up there. You have access to everything. You have access to all of what's been out there so far in the tier that you choose. So make sure to catch up. And that's about it. I'm still psychically spying for people. You can book me on my website. It is less in Patreon. But Patreon, it's not the 24-hour turnaround like the booking on the website is. And what else? Oh, and if it's I had to do what I didn't want to do and raise my rates. I had to there, and I'm still like working a lot. So Keen is the better price point, and the link is in the description box below. Check those guys out. They are the largest psychic network in the world. I think they've been around for like 20 or 30 years or something like that. They're really cool. So I would check those guys out. Link is in the description box below. And if you want to develop your own psychic abilities and learn to read the tarot and to get your own downloads and insights, hop on Patreon. That's where it's at. And even I think the King and Queens tier for $33.33, that includes Tarot Talk every single month. And Tarot Talk is normally $40. And that I do as a class. Like you can just go to the website and just purchase that one class. But if you do Patreon, you get access to all the Tarot Talks. Just saying. It's just like Capricorn, like the better deal. Okay. I love you guys. Take really good care. And I will see you all next week for next week's Weekly Bread. Until then, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings.